What if everything you believe about motivation is wrong? What if motivation is not something you find, but something your brain creates on command? Right now inside your head, a powerful system is either pushing you forward or holding you back. And once you understand how it works, you will never struggle with motivation again. Most people think motivation is about willpower. They think successful people are just stronger, more disciplined, more driven, but science tells a completely different story. Motivation is not magic, it is chemistry. Inside your brain there is a powerful neurotransmitter called dopamine. This is not just the feel-good chemical like most people think, it is the drive chemical. It is the reason you take action, it is the force that pushes you to chase goals. Here is the truth that will change everything. Dopamine is not released when you achieve something. It is released when your brain expects a reward. That means motivation does not come from success, it comes from anticipation. Think about that. The moment you start believing that something is possible, your brain starts releasing dopamine, and that chemical pushes you to act. This is why some people feel unstoppable, and others feel stuck. It is not about talent, it is about how their brain predicts the future. If your brain believes effort will lead to reward, you feel motivated. If your brain believes effort is pointless, you feel lazy. So the real question is not how to get motivated. The real question is how to control your brain's prediction system. Let me show you. There is a concept in neuroscience called the reward prediction error. This is how your brain learns what is worth doing. When something turns out better than expected, your brain releases more dopamine. When something turns out worse, your brain releases less. It reduces dopamine. Over time, your brain builds a map of what actions are worth your energy. If you constantly fail, your brain starts protecting you by lowering motivation. It is not weakness, it is survival. But here is the breakthrough. You can hack this system. You can train your brain to expect success. And when you do, motivation becomes automatic. Step 1 is clarity. Your brain cannot chase what it cannot see. Vague goals kill motivation. Saying I want to be successful means nothing to your brain. But saying I will wake up at 6 and work for 1 hour gives your brain a clear target. Clarity creates direction. Direction creates dopamine. Step 2 is small wins. Your brain loves progress, even tiny progress. Every time you complete a small task, you create a dopamine release. This builds momentum. That is why the most successful people do not start big. They start small, but they stay consistent. Step 3 is environment. Your brain is constantly scanning your surroundings. If you are surrounded by distractions, your brain expects easy rewards. Social media, junk food, endless entertainment. These things flood your brain with dopamine without effort. And when that happens, hard work feels painful. But when you remove easy rewards, your brain starts valuing effort again. Suddenly working on your goals feels more rewarding. This is not motivation. This is biology. Step 4 is identity. This is the most powerful part. Your brain does not like conflict. If you see yourself as someone who quits, your brain will push you to quit. If you see yourself as someone who finishes, your brain will push you to finish. Brain will push you to finish. Motivation follows identity, not the other way around. So instead of saying I want to work hard, say I am the type of person who never stops. Your brain will align your actions with that belief. Step 5 is pain and pleasure. Your brain is always trying to avoid pain and seek pleasure. If you connect pain to inaction and pleasure to action, you become unstoppable. Make it painful to stay the same and rewarding to grow. This rewires your brain at a deep level. Now here is where most people fail. They wait to feel motivated. But motivation is not a feeling you wait for. It is a system you build. Action creates motivation, not the other way around. The moment you take a step, no matter how small, your brain starts releasing dopamine. That creates momentum, and momentum creates more action. It is a cycle. The people you admire are not always motivated. They just understand this cycle. They start even when they do not feel like it, and once they start, their brain takes over. Think about the last time you did something hard. At the beginning it felt impossible, but once you got into it, it became easier. That is dopamine in action. Your brain rewarding progress. Now imagine if you could trigger that anytime. You can. By taking the first step. That is the secret. Not waiting, not overthinking, just starting, because starting changes your brain. And when your brain changes, your life changes. So the next time you feel stuck, you are not lazy. You are not weak. Your brain is just following patterns, and patterns can be changed. You have more control than you think. You can train your mind, rewire your habits, and build unstoppable motivation. Not by hoping, but by understanding. Because once you understand the science, you stop fighting yourself and start working with your brain. And that is where real power begins.